All right, we're starting a little walk through San Luis Obispo. That's where I am in California, Northern California, San Luis Obispo. The last time I joined you, I was from the Salton Sea, which is more Southern California. About as Southern California as you can get, really. It's about, I don't know, 70 degrees. It just rained here. Beautiful day. I wanted to talk about some stuff and kind of show where I was at, but at the same time have a little bit of a discussion about politics. I'm on my GoPro, walking around with my chest mount. I want to cover a couple of issues today, and instead of showing my face, because who the hell wants to see my face? I'll be honest with you. I'm tired of my face. I wanted to show some scenery, and hopefully I can, turns out well, we can just have a discussion about politics, etc. We see some cars driving by. We're just walking. We're gonna get up into the mountain area. Beautiful place. Look, a freeway. You never see those in California. You never see those. Freeways don't, I've never seen a freeway in California before. Of course, I'm being incredibly fucking sarcastic. The freeways here are I don't know, I've heard them described many as the backbone of California. I've heard them described as running it through like veins, you know, in a body. Only it's so much worse than any of those analogies. Those are actually a positive kind of an analogy of it, of what these freeways are here. They're very difficult. The driving here is awful. And I've written many jokes about this place, and I'm going to post them a little bit. I'm going to do little bits on my channel about this. But one of the jokes I wrote was, whoever designed California, first of all, the people that designed this god-awful system, and there's a lot of history to it, you know, the Mulhollands and the people like that, and some others, and the oil barons and car companies, etc., kind of kept it from being mass transportation. And really, as you can see, the mountains are just beautiful. It's a beautiful place, especially Northern California. But I'm kind of near, like I said, San Luis Obispo is actually more, I guess, it's pretty close to Los Angeles. Oh, not really close to Los Angeles, more close to San Francisco. The tech, people drive like assholes here, by the way. This is one of the worst I've never seen. I mean, you just got a little taste of it. People drive like fucking douchebags here. You kind of have to. People are genuinely nice wherever you go if you're friendly. So if they're friendly, you're friendly, they're friendly back. But in California is no different. A lot of people here. San Luis Obispo and some of these areas are very popular for wine. That's where all the wineries are. You know, name a wine that you probably have drank, and it's going to be from this part of California. There's a lot of beautiful things here. Like I said, there's a lot of people here that are very lovely and nice. And like any place, there's just assholes. But there's so much a concentration of people here that it's a very difficult place, I would believe, first of all, the housing here is so overpriced that because of capitalism running its dick through this place, like Ron Jeremy through a homeless teenager from San Fernando Valley. I mean, it's just a god-awful place. And the joke I made was, everything here, everyone that designed this place decided that, hey, no one asked themselves, you know what, why are we making everything 45 minutes away from everything else? It's, you know, rural areas all connected by freeways and what are called bedroom communities, and you try to find a cheap place to live here and it's impossible. Even affordable is really very difficult. A lot of people have inherited their houses, or they've bought, you know, they bought 20, 30 years ago, and a lot of people aren't willing to sell. The economy is not very good in many parts of California, and one of the reasons is that it's so overpriced is the tech companies. You know, Silicon Valley has turned this place into a very difficult place to live, and that is not my analysis of it. That is an analysis that is done by anybody who's got half a fucking brain and can see what's going on with this place. It's that all these tech companies who hire, you know, these people from, they bring in from a lot of the programmers and engineers from India and other places that have better education systems, that actually, you know, are more socialist and actually educate their people and train them to do these jobs. And then they come here because they make significantly less than Americans do, and they're chasing the American dream just like everybody else. And I don't begrudge the person, I begrudge the system. The system is capitalism, it's wrong and it's bad and it's terrible. And it's turned California into, I lived here when I was, I don't know, 11 years old, 10 years old. in the late 80s and with my parents, and it was a much better place to be. It is not a good place to be now. And sorry, it's my cell phone. That is Back in Black by AC/DC, by that's my text tone, no big deal. But California is one of those places, especially Northern California, has just been really run over by capitalism, and nobody wants to stop it because, as Richard Wolff and many other great economists point out, you can't tax the rich. Because the rich control the political system, therefore the large gaps in the financing and the budget shortfalls, et cetera, are largely due to rich people not paying their taxes. The biggest tax dodge, and I want to thank one of my subscribers, Lynn, for this information, that some of the biggest tax dodgers in the world are in Los Angeles and San Francisco. And the Silicon Valley is really no different. It's part of that. As you can see, kind of a panoramic view, a little spin view, it's beautiful. Except for those god-awful freeways. But the idea that you can come to California and live here affordably is silly. It's just not. It's as expensive as Alaska, which is shocking. In some areas it's cheaper, but mostly it mirrors Alaska's economy in many ways for the price of food, shelter, clothing, et cetera. There's just more of it. And again, there are cheap places to live. If you're willing to share a place with 6 or 7 people, I'm not exaggerating, or if you're willing to live nowhere near a big city or a coast, if you want to commute 2 or 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, if you want to buy something run down and try to fix it up, which is just, I mean, the cost in that alone, it's just, yeah. So it's not a real affordable place to live. And so what you get is a lot of people who don't really want to be here. You can hear crickets. There's every kind of wildlife here, by the way. I'm going to get distracted a lot because this is a very beautiful place. But the living here is just not affordable, especially in places that you'd want to live. The coast is, of course, ridiculously overpriced. And it's disheartening a little bit. I'm not going to lie. It's not disheartening in the sense that, because I probably won't end up living in California, but such a beautiful place. And it's a shame to see it have to go through water shortages, have to be destroyed by politicians and the very wealthiest in society hoarding their wealth like some sicko who, you know, hoards cats or hoards crap in their homes. And you see on those show hoarders, these people just hoard cash. It's just, you know, it's acceptable to do that because, you know, there's stacks of it blocking their path to the bathroom. So, and it ruins the whole place for everybody. As you can see, these mountains, I mean, this place is stunning, absolutely stunning. There's so much wildlife and so much, it's just teeming with beauty. And that beauty is yours if you're willing to pay the price. And then you don't really get a chance to enjoy the beauty because you'll be working 60 hours a week, 2 different jobs. The California dream is like the American dream, it's the same thing. And people want to live here for 3 reasons. Climate. It's a beautiful place. It's warm.